Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, dear friends, dear viewers. And in this video I will check very carefully many games from Chennai Masters A group. But let's start with the results. So yes, I think results. So we see that after 4 rounds Arjun Ergais is leading 3.5 out of 4, and then we see that 2 players are having 2.5, Levon Aronyan and Amin Tabatabai, and then 2 players are on 50%, Aravind and MVL. Parham is -1, 1.5 points out of 4, and Vidit and Alexei Sarana is on -2, so 1 point out of 4. I should say that yesterday Arjun won with the black pieces against Amin. It was very principled game, and I should say that Arjun had 3 black pieces in 4 games, and he won all of them against Vidit, against Alexei Sarana, and against Amin Tabatabai. Yes, let's see the pairings for today. Levon Aronyan is facing MVL, Alexei Sarana, Aravind. Arjun against Parham, and Vidit against Amin. Yes. Let's start checking some of the games. Yes, about round 4. What can I say? So Amin lost with the white pieces against Arjun. It was, we will check it carefully with the strong engines. Parham against Alexei, it was some e4, e5, Rui Lopez with knight c3, and Parham got he didn't get much after starting moves, but then Alexei went wrong and Parham got quite pleasant position. But then I should say that Alexei managed to trick and outplay his opponent, and he got even decent chances for win, but then he made some inaccuracies, and huge part of his advantage was gone, and then he could simply repeat the moves, but he decided to play and gave Parham some small hopes, but eventually the game ended in a draw. Not much was happening in Aravind Levon Aronyan. I guess Levon with the black pieces very easily got decent position, even maybe very slightly preferable, but he decided not to push much with the black pieces, so draw. And Vidit had some chances. So let's start checking already carefully. Let's say this engine. Let's go. So e4, e5, knight f3, bishop c4, bishop c5, short castle d6, and here many moves are possible. a6, a4, h6, bishop a7, yes, knight b2 or b4, so b4 and g5. According to the engine, white already has some small edge. Yes, rook a2, g4, knight fd2. This was setup with a6, bishop a7, h6, g5 was popular for some period, but then black switched to other setups. For example, g4. Yes, g4, knight fd2, bishop e3, rook e3, because bishop e3, rook takes e3, and after g4, white went knight e1. Yeah, g4, knight e1, h5, d4, h4, bishop e2, knight e2 would have been. And what if e takes d? I guess you just take. Yes, e takes d, knight e4, e5. Okay, bishop e2, g3 was possible, queen e7, yes, d5, knight b8, knight d2, white is already much better, c4, knight f1. So we see that players are making a lot of inaccuracies. Yes, a5, but Arjun went g3, f takes, h takes, h3, and this is already very, very unpleasant for Arjun. And c5, knight f8, c takes d, c takes d, queen c1. So what was the strongest? Just rook a3. Maybe threatening some queen c7 stuff. Knight bishop h3 by Arjun. And knight g3, knight f4, bishop f1. So this, knight f4, queen e3, takes, 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 takes. Yes, position is around equal. Rook c8, rook b1, rook c3, knight e2, protecting on f3, king e7, a5. Yes, knight f8, knight is coming to f4. B takes, b takes. Rook b7 was stronger. Yes, position is around equal. Yes, we will see that somewhere here it is very strange that, I mean, after time control he had I assume more than enough time, and he went wrong. So this, another check, yes, and rook d7, f takes c. If rook a6, bishop f1 or what? Bishop f1, knight c4 is coming, of course. So f takes c, you take here on d6, and here you go check. Wow, not obvious, like king f8, knight e5. So he played this, but f takes, I think he blundered rook h3 move. Yes, killing move. and rook e2. Bishop e2, f takes c, and e pawn goes to the queen. You know, Amin was much better around here. 1.5 and more. Yes, and for example here he could just the setup Arjun chose, maybe not the strongest and best to get equality, but we fully understand that with the black pieces, even with the black pieces, Arjun wanted to create some chaotic position. Yes, but here already after g4 black is slightly better, minus 0.30, and Arjun went wrong, and it was yes, another chance for him. g3 or king f8, queen e7, another mistake or inaccuracy. And later on it was fine, complicated position, and yes, in the end Amin went wrong and lost the game. Yes, here white maybe had some chances, but later on, of course, we did got much better position. And here, instead of taking d takes c, c6. Yeah, some moves are possible, like queen c2, knight c3, b3. Yes, knight bd2 with the idea to go e4. Yes, b3, and bishop b7, knight c3. Bishop a6, attacking the pawn on c4. Knight e2. Bishop a6, bishop b7, knight bd7. Bishop a6. Yes, this bishop a6. Knight d2, queen d3, bishop b2. There's knight d2 protecting the pawn, and here rook c8, b5, c5, so c5. Knight f3 backward, d takes c3 has been played, takes rook c8, and black is already fine. Why not d takes c, b takes c, bishop c4? It is maybe after d takes c we don't. I guess yes. In the end, queen a4 it can be unpleasant. But it's queen a4 b5. I guess so we should take, and queen e2 and d5, or queen b3 d5. Yes, knight b8, knight f1, and yes, rook e8 for some reason. D takes c is fine, knight c6 is fine, d takes c. Yes, c takes a takes bishop b4. But I assume Vidit didn't like. Hard to say. Yes, bishop b4 not the strongest. d5, queen e7. Now white is better. B takes c, d takes c, f takes c. and here just bishop b7. Maybe white is having something. Yes, position is around equal, knight g4, and black is already better. Rook d4, bishop c3, bishop takes, rook takes, knight takes, pawn takes, queen g4, queen g4, queen g6, takes. Yes, minus 0.4050. Yeah, the rook. No, it was fine. Yes, you keep the rook on b7 to make to stop the pawns, and you advance your pawns. Wow, look at this, Rook a3, king a4, rook c3, it was winning for black. And if rook b5, so what was the idea? I guess somewhere here you go rook c3, and if rook b5 you have rook c4, yeah, rook c4, a4. Yes, rook b5 and h5, the only move. Takes. Yes, and game ended in a draw. So MVL had some small chances when he pushed d5, but later on he was in some trouble. Yes, and MVL lost with the white pieces against Amin. Yes, I had this position with the white pieces against Vasily Ivanchuk. I played knight c3, d6, a4. So rook e1, this a4, knight a5, c5. Knight c3, knight a3, c3, bishop d2, knight a3. Yes, the idea is if knight c4, b5, I guess. h6, h3. Bishop d7, b4, knight c2. Bishop e6, knight e3. Queen d7. Yeah, some moves are possible, like bishop e6, bishop d5, knight d5, knight h2, d5, knight g4, knight g4, h takes g, d4 or d takes c, rook a d8, bishop e6, and here f takes c. Great move. Knight f1, knight a5, g5 already, bishop e3, queen c6, queen c2, c4, threatening some knight b3, knight d2, and another great move, g5. Rook d1. It's not like lost for white, but white has slightly unpleasant position. So knight f3, knight b3, and here for example knight d2, queen a4, rook a1, rook d8, rook d8, rook d1, and just the queen takes, and takes, knight e5. Why not knight e5? I guess some bishop c7, and queen a1. Check bishop c7 or bishop c7 directly. Knight e2, queen d7, queen e2, takes. Why he just gave pawn on e4, queen d3, and MVL resigned. Yes, very good game by Amin, and especially I like f takes c, which is obvious for such a strong player like Amin. If you take queen e6, white gets control over d5. That's why f takes c. But I'm not sure about this move, like how easy it is to make g5. Yeah, it's very classy move. And of course later on position is unpleasant, minus 0.30, but it's not lost. Yes, here it is only 0.6070, but already MVL didn't play well, and of course hard to explain why he played king f1 and allowed queen e4. Position is very unpleasant, but it's only -1. Let's move on. Yes, very classy game by Levon Aronian. Bishop a4, knight f6 is the strongest, I assume. Yes, here knight e4 is not working, I guess. Maybe rook e1 or d4, rook e1 and then d4. So it's e6. Yes, c4, knight e4 is hanging. That's why d3. Bishop e7. c4. Short castle knight c3. And here knight e5. You just go knight e5. And you don't afraid of that structure. h6. e3, preparing b4, and again knight e5, b4, bishop b7. Yes, black is fine. C takes, a takes, queen c7, maybe not the easiest decision, but knight g6, so knight g4. Yes, knight e1, very classy move, and knight f6. But now rook b1, b6, b5, f4, rook f3, rook h3. Yes, whenever e5 then f5, whenever d5 then e5. Yes, it's already lost. Just slowly bringing all the forces Yes, preparing rook a7. Bishop f8. Queen a8. Rook e7. What if h takes g? Rook h4. f5. Maybe Param didn't see this f5 move. I guess if he takes f, then rook h5 is coming, or what? Rook h5, queen f5. Yes, of course this should be lost, and rook h5, queen h4, queen takes h5, bishop e1, bishop h6, bishop d2. Yes, very nice game by Levon Aronian, and out of the opening he didn't get anything, but later on Param made some inaccuracies like knight g4 and going back knight f6. Slowly. Alexei Sarana against Arjun Erigaisi, and b6 move. Bishop d3, knight d2, f3. Yeah, short castles and c5. So d5 is another option, c5 is. So knight a4, c takes. Yes, you can also take on d4, but a3 is another option. Bishop e7, e takes d. Yeah, bishop takes, knight c6, bishop e3, I guess e5. So I didn't know that a3 doesn't work here. So you just go bishop e7 and takes to takes and knight c6. That's why he takes this the strongest. But Arjun goes queen c7, b4, so rook e1, d5, and c5. So takes, 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 takes. b4 was possible. Queen b6, knight e5, bishop a6, rook c8. Yes, unpleasant position for white, but bishop b1. Yes, Arjun could take and rook d8, and here he missed bishop takes d5. What is this? If I just take, do you take queen h7? Yes, queen h7 is lost. So what should I do after bishop d5? I should take here, take it back, of course. And it takes d does not work because of queen h7. Not the easiest tactical resource, rook c8 or rook d8. So queen h7, rook d8, but rook c8, rook d1, d4. Yes, it is lost for Arjun. Rook e4. So h4, d3, h5, queen d4, and b5 is working. b5, bishop takes b5, and what's the point? Bishop e6. Okay, rook e6 I understand. Check and takes, and here rook e4. You know, going b5 and then bishop e6. Yes, this king e7, and here rook c1 was possible. Takes, 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 king h2. Yes, queen e3 already loses. Queen c1, rook c7, takes, takes, and king g3 is the only move, d2. Yes. twice at least bishop d5 and b5. By going bishop d5, white could get easy play and better position, and after b5. But of course b5 is quite difficult tactical resource. Yes, many of us can use this position as a for the calculation. Yes, hard to say. Alexei Sarana is very sharp player, and if he doesn't see, then I'm not sure who else can see it. And let's say if not bishop d5, very hard tactical line, or b5, then Arjun had another very good game. But from the other point, what do you want to get against Arjun? Of course, he will not blunder anything simple. And another game, Taba is playing against Alexei Sarana. In this game I didn't like Alexei's prep, because very soon he got very unpleasant position. So this is all known. Knight c3 and a4 and a5 move. I think I had this position against Ivanchuk, where Ivanchuk played h6 and then rook e8 and then bishop f8. a4 a5, rook e1 and bishop e6, knight d5 takes, knight b4, yes, d4, knight d2, c3, knight takes c4. No, but this position is quite obvious. White is slightly better, and they will continue torturing black many moves. Yes, g3, and I think here some moves are possible. Queen d7, h5, knight h5. Knight h5 is not the easiest move. Maybe bishop g5. You are not even threatening bishop g5. Yes, bishop f8, huge inaccuracy. Takes bishop g7 and queen f4. I think Alexei didn't see this queen f4 move, and you are pinned forever. And why queen b8 is not working? Because you just enter to 7th. Yes, but you are just pawned down. So takes queen b6, bishop h3, rook e6, rook e2, king g2, queen a4, bishop g4, queen f4, king g2. Yes, it's just lost. White is not even up a pawn, but position is lost. h5, h takes, f takes, g4, another wave, bishop g4, queen takes d5, takes, queen d5 is not the strongest actually. Rook d5 is finishing. And Alexei resigned. Yes, mainly because of going bishop f8 and allowing queen f4. After that position was very hard to handle, and of course against Amin he lost. Oh, here d5 is the strongest, but bishop g2 by Arjun, knight c6. Queen a4, d5, d takes c, d takes c, bishop takes c5. Bishop b7, short castle. Yes, white got slightly better position. Knight e4 was there, but Levon went knight e4, and bishop d4, I assume. No, wait, knight d4, bishop d4. No, but this is bishop is in almost trapped. So this rook d1, knight c3, bishop b2, rook c8, knight bd2, h6, rook ft1, rook ac1, knight e4, knight e8 takes, bishop f8, queen e3, queen b8, knight f5. Interesting decision. Bishop f5, he takes it. And black is having enough compensation. King h2, queen b7, rook d4, rook e8, queen d2, rook f4, and here e5 Levon had. They went b5, another decent move, and here Levon had d6, knight f7, knight f5. When this, yes, if king takes, then knight e5, I guess. Knight e5. And why here this doesn't work? King f7, yes, knight e5 is not there. Rook f4. Arjun took, played rook f4, knight e5. B takes a was working. And knight d3. Yes, it was out of the opening, no doubt Arjun got a slightly better position, and then players had different chances. Like it was around like slightly better for white, and I think this, yes, e5, first opportunity for Levon, and here d6, another. And this is already for Arjun. Rook f4. Later on, again, Levon had, for example, he could start with b takes a3, slightly better position. Yes, bishop c5 takes this. Knight d7, some other moves are also possible. And c3. h6, stopping all kind of bishop g5 ideas. rook e1, short castle knight b2, rook e8, knight f1. Black is already slightly better. e5, knight g3, a4, bishop knight f8, bishop f8 was great, knight e5 was working, bishop h3 maybe, queen e2. So as we can see, Parham doesn't play the best moves. Position more than fine for black. And let's see, yes, now it's around equal. f5, knight g3, f takes c, bishop d7, and now check queen c2, f takes rook e4, bishop d7, rook e1, takes rook e4, a3, b3. Yes, here it's better to keep the queens, and black is already better. Bishop a5, rook a4, knight e5 was bishop f5, black is much better. Attacking the bishop. Yes, rook c1 was there, or even c5, c5, rook d7, b5. Yes, Parham could play rook g6, but he played rook g3, and now black is fine again. But knight e6, another mistake, and this is lost. Attacking the pawn, and now bishop f5, knight c5. What's the idea? Ah, king g7, the rook is almost trapped. Yes, h6 and rook g7, or h7, rook g8. Yes, we see that players made a lot of mistakes and inaccuracies. Yes, this was... Just want to see the opening. Bishop b4 or bishop c5, knight c2, knight b3, chasing another knight, knight e5, bishop takes c3, d6. Yes, unpleasant position for black. c5, bishop d6, c5. Queen c3. Yes, very unpleasant position. It's even lost. It's lost. Rook e8. Yeah, rook e8, game over. Yes, and somewhere here king e6, but not taking because of king g6, and this is lost. And then knight g3 and king f3, king g2. Yes, Vidit had all the chances to win, and I don't think he deserved losing this game. But of course, Arjun kept fighting. He was finding many important resources to not give all his pawns. Yes, very interesting. Thank you very much, dear friends. In this video we together checked some of the games from Chennai Masters A group, and we also discussed pairings and previous rounds. Please leave your comments and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And what do you think? Like now Arjun has second highest rating behind Magnus Carlsen, but few important things are there. Once again, of course, I don't have any doubts that Magnus is a great chess player, but if we see, Magnus played I don't know, maybe 20, maybe 30 classical games, and Arjun played, I guess, more than 100. So when you play more than 100 and you keep your rating, or you increase it, and yes, I'm sure that still Magnus is stronger than Arjun and Fabi, but Magnus plays only 30 games, classical games per year, and of course he's keeping his rating. But what if he will play more? Because Gary has 28-12 rating, but it is obvious that only a couple of games and he will start losing his rating. The same with Vichy, I guess. Like Vichy plays maybe a couple of classical games and maintains his rating, but if he will keep playing a lot, then of course he will start losing his rating. So once again, with a huge respect to Garry Kasparov, Vishy Anand and Magnus Carlsen, no doubts they are the greatest chess players of all time. But when you see that Arjun is playing more than 100 games and still increases his rating, then you start having some questions. Like, and now he's number 2. He is a couple of rating points ahead of Fabi. And today with the white pieces against Parham, I think he has all the chances to win. Parham is not in good shape. Yes, thank you very much.